You know, if I had a nickel for every time Apocalypse had an heir who was a flaming skeleton inside a containment suit with a gun arm, I'd have 2 nickels. That might not sound like a lot, but it is funny that it's happened twice.
Well, we've always been each other's greatest nemesises. Nemesis. What's the plural on that?
Nemesis.
Whatever.
Hello, gang, and welcome to Displaying-Model-Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest video podcast. Oh my goodness, has hell frozen over? Dave's doing an action figure review. Finally, you know this action figure review channel that doesn't review action figures? Well, we're going to fix that right now with the Nemesis Build-A-Figure. I've missed doing reviews. I've missed giving out about action figures. But then again, I've got nothing to complain about with this one, really. Well, I say that. There might be a few points that could be improved, but on the whole, this guy, he really is pretty decent. You want to hear about him? Here it goes. So this, of course, is the Nemesis Build-A-Figure, not to be mistaken with the Age of Apocalypse counterpart. If you want to know the full backstory for this guy, I actually made a video on that, so I'll link that in the description below so you can see where this guy comes from. But he is very similar, the heir of Apocalypse, and that basically means scary, fiery skeleton dude in a containment suit. Once you put those elements into a character, you really can't go too far wrong. And Marvel Legends, they haven't gone too far wrong either. Genuinely, there's only one thing that I would really like to change about this figure that I feel holds him back slightly. We'll get to that. But first, I want to just tell you that this is a good Marvel Legend. I dare even say a really good Marvel Legend. Because it's everything that I love to see in the line that they've done. A big, chunky, awesome, just badass looking character who is also very unique and quite unknown as well. I think it's not a big stretch to say that Nemesis is not a particularly mainstream character, but that's the great thing about Marvel Legends, is that for all our gripes and complaints, of which I have plenty, they give us characters that we wouldn't normally get. So this is a big, towering figure. He dominates the shelf. He really, really does. And that is one thing that makes him worthy of being a Build-A-Figure. Because nothing's more annoying than when we get a Build-A-Figure and it's like, that could have been a regular figure, you know? This warrants the Build-A-Figure treatment. I really hope we do see more Build-A-Figures down the line, because it looks like they're trying to transition away from them as much as possible, but when they do them, they do them so well. So going from head to toe, let's do that. First of all, just the headpiece itself, the carapace, I think you can call it. You can remove this if you want to, and you've got the skull inside with the flames and the fire. I absolutely love this. Just like Ghost Rider, a fiery skull's going to look wicked. The jaw itself is articulated too, so you can have him screaming out loud if that's what he can do. I mean, I can't see any vocal cords, but he does talk, so I guess there's some way of him doing it. But the skull, it just has enough shading and paint on there to bring it to life. There could be some more darkening and things on there, some more washes and stuff, but honestly, two things. Once you've got the lid on, you can't really see the details so much. And also, it makes sense that the skull would be like a very kind of pristine, bleached sort of white, because it's constantly on fire, which I assume is a cleansing fire. And the fire itself is translucent, so you get that lovely sort of, well, translucent. Way to be redundant, Dave. You get that lovely translucent effect. The light can shine through it. It really does bring it to life. And then you can plug this over the top, and it does the other thing that I love with action figures. It creates layers. It creates depth to the figure. It's not just one solid thing that's been squished out of a plastic mold. It's got stuff going on the inside. I've got so much time for that. I really love it. Then having this fit perfectly snug onto the shoulder base right there. You've got the two cool little pipes out the back, which, I don't know, are like for cooling, ventilation. I don't know what they're there for, but they look good. And then the other thing I really like about this character, or the figure itself, is the mixed media of the hose as well. So we've got something that feels different. This makes an action figure feel more high-end, when it's not just, once again, a lump of plastic, but different materials and different mediums that put it together. Whether it's like a little piece of cloth for cloth goods, or something that's more translucent, or in this case, a rubber hose. That's all you need. is something that just makes it feel like, oh no, this is a bit different, a bit special, a bit more unique. I really, really love that. Of course, you can unplug it, pull it off and on. It does have a habit of falling off occasionally, but that's only if I move him about and manhandle him really clumsily, you know, like I'm oft to do. Then also with the articulation, I'll do that going down as well. He's got the upper torso swivel, you know, the ball joint that goes all the way around. So that's good. You don't have any swivel in the waist though, which I'm okay with. Obviously with articulation, the more the merrier. They could have maybe thrown in an ab crunch, which would have been quite nice, but I also appreciate this is a tall, towering, dominating type character. So it's not like he's going to be doing crazy acrobatic flips or anything. He's just going to be standing there looking menacing. So with that being the case, he does the job perfectly well, just like this. Having the torso articulation and that rotation allows him to like angle forward to fire his gun. That's all you really need. And then similarly with the shoulders, as proper YouTube reviewers say, you can get the T-pose right there, so that's good. And then that's all you really need. One thing he's lacking in the arms, though, is that he's got the bicep swivel, which is fine, but I'd like it if you could actually rotate the gun as well, which you can't do. So the gun is locked like this. If you want to rotate it, you got to rotate the whole bicep. And maybe that's a small gripe, a small niggle, but something I wanted to say. I would have liked it if you could rotate the gun. But then going down, the rest of it is just kind of fine, standard. Got the thigh swivel, always good, but actually I'll give you an extra point as well. I love the fact that the thigh swivel is kind of hidden. It's hidden in and around his armor, so there's no big sort of cut in the thigh. It all makes sense. The armor pieces on the outside, they kind of stay together the way they should do, as one solid piece, and then it's the bit underneath the armor that actually has the cut, and that's in the groove as well, so that's really nicely done. Marvel Legends, you're done good with that. You're done good. Also, just like a design aesthetic, love the like mechanical armored spine going down the back as well. That's gnarly. I like that. I really, really like that. And then finally, just going down to the feet, I enjoy this kind of style of foot with the little bit out the back, kind of like a Ninja Turtle, but it just looks cool. It looks a bit sort of inhuman, a little bit freaky and creepy. I like that. Okay. Oh, finally, I also, other things that Dave likes, just the sort of wear and tear on him, the fact that it's not smooth armor, but it's kind of like slightly everywhere. It's battered and dinged and dented and scratched. Really like that. I think that looks great. It looks weathered. It just looks like this creature has been battling the forces of good for a long time, and he's taken a few scratches over the years, and I really, really like that. That's lovely. That's really lovely. Similar, the different colors of the designs that decorate the armor as well, and the fact that it's a kind of a metallic kind of orange. That's really great. With the copper armor, with the fiery metallic orange, that's really lovely too. Oh gosh, the more I look at it, the more I actually really rather like it. But let's look for a few small faults, if we can do. The biggest one, the biggest small fault, if you will, is that this is literally 3 colors. That's it. I don't know if there's like anything that I'm missing, but really it's just 3 colors, so it feels a bit plasticky, which is a shame that you get with a plastic figure, Dave. Congratulations. The plastic figure in your hands feels like it's made out of plastic. What a sin. But also, you know what I mean. It would be real nice if there was just a little bit more detail, a slightly different paint look somewhere, just to make it feel less like a single type of plastic that's been pumped out of a plastic mold. But I appreciate also there's not many areas where you could add more detail, but you've got like the side of his gun, maybe could have put a little bit more sort of paint work in there, maybe a black wash to bring out the details in the armor, which admittedly are lovely. That's the one thing that I think a customizer could do something really nice. Give it like a black wash and then maybe a coppery dry brush would really make it feel like a real life living high-end piece. Because especially like the tubes that go around his head and the pipes coming out the back, it all feels very much just out of a mold. But what does save it is the really nice metallic kind of copper that it's been molded in. that does look really, really decent. So that also being said, if you wanted to make it super duper, then also the orange patterns on here, which are nicely done, if they were actually done in this kind of translucent orange plastic material, oh, that would look so much better. It would look like the heat and the fire is really kind of radiating out from him. Again, it would probably take Marvel Legends way over whatever budget they have, but doesn't mean I'm not going to ask for it regardless. Then also, finally, a big blasting laser gun like this without a blast to come out of it feels like a missed opportunity. I feel like I want to have something to plug in here to have him firing, make him look more dynamic. But you can get, speaking of dynamic, pretty dynamic poses with this. He's got enough movement in the ankle rockers and also the rotation in the skull as well that he can twist and look at where he's firing, and it all comes together pretty darn well. So on the whole, this is actually one of the best Build-A-Figure offerings I think we've got for a long time. Hopefully it's not going to be one of the last Build-A-Figure offerings that we get for a while. You can see it's been a while since I did a review. So I think with all that being said, it's time to give this guy a grade. So for the Nemesis Build-A-Figure, I am going to give this guy a 7.5 out of 10, which honestly I think is a pretty good high grade for this guy. If he just had a bit more paintwork, he would really be an exceptional Build-A-Figure. As he is though, he still looks pretty darn good. And folks, that does it for my review of Nemesis. Hopefully my first review of many new... And folks, that does it for my review of Nemesis, the Nemesis Build-A-Figure. Hopefully this is the first of many more reviews to come, because I've missed doing this, but it's easy to get out of the habit. So gang, what do you think of this figure? If you just had a couple of little tweaks here and there, you know, I think maybe 7.5 might have been a little bit mean. Maybe I could have gone up to 8, but it's too late now. It's out of my hands. Can't go back. We can only move forward. But gang, yeah, what do you think of this? Do you hope we get a new version of the Age of Apocalypse character? Because that's the one that I really want. I think this guy had a bit of an uphill struggle because everyone was slightly disappointed we didn't get the AOA version, but who knows? Maybe one day. So gang, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, keep displaying model behavior.
Coffee. Big time.